Welcome to the ProLife Team podcast. I'm Jacob Barr. I'm here with Melissa, and we're going to talk about Lamb of God and how helping birth moms and adoptive families is just such a healing experience for everyone involved.
Yes, it is.
Melissa, would you introduce yourself as if you're talking to a small group of executive directors of pregnancy clinics?
Yeah, okay. So I am the director of, no, I can't even say it.
Well, director of marketing, right?
Yes, I'm the director of marketing and ministry development.
Okay.
And gosh, that allows me the opportunity to come out to a conference like this and share our ministry with other individuals, other pregnancy resource centers. We provide a wonderful safe haven for women in crisis pregnancy. And that allows them the opportunity to make a really good decision for themselves and that baby.
Okay.
Have the nutrition that they need or as they are providing for the child. And it's just an amazing opportunity to make sure that they're safe and life is sustained.
And which part, you're out of California, I believe.
We
But which
are.
part of California are you out of?
We are out of San Diego. It's
Okay.
just north of the area that we're at is
Okay.
in Escondido.
That's right, okay. But you service people outside of California.
Yes.
How does that work? Like, how does someone in a different state actually connect with Lamb of God? Like, how would that work?
Well, we have a crisis line, and we have that available 24 hours. We have our website. There's an intake form there, and it's as if they have called. We immediately respond to that, and we help them to understand what the home does provide and that there is a wonderful opportunity. It's a matter of understanding that there are other choices in sustaining life, and that other choice is also open adoption.
Okay.
Yes.
So are most of the birth moms and the adoptive families, do they come from various places?
They do.
Okay.
They do come from various places. We have flown birth moms, the residents, out from Virginia, from Utah, from Oregon. Again, it's a safe place. So there are, in crisis pregnancy, there are addictions or there's abuse, and this allows them an opportunity to remove themselves from that and really take care of themselves. We help take care of them and go through that healing process and that growth where they're able to have a better life.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I have a copy of your newsletter, and you mentioned that there's all these different families in here.
Yes.
So the top
beautiful.
family in here is the Ziefs.
Yes.
Can you share the story that goes with the Zief family?
The Z family, they're a wonderful, wonderful couple, family at this point. So they, like many families that we end up with, or couples, are unable to conceive, and at which point they place themselves on the waiting list. And wonderfully enough, while they were on that waiting list, she did end up with a child, but that didn't stop them from adopting, and they have their wonderful Sophia. It's beautiful. They come out to the house on several different occasions that we have, and to see Sophia come into the house, and we have a tree. It's a little remembrance wall of all the little babies that we have, and she'll come up and she'll go, "Oh, there I am," and then she'll go upstairs to the
like
room.
pictures on the tree?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
so it's like a big collage of pictures.
Exactly. So we
Oh,
have a
very
tree
cool.
similar to what we have
So like each
displayed
picture is like
here.
a leaf.
Yes, exactly. And they're hanging
good.
off from this leaf from the tree, and Sophia will come up to it and show where she's at, and then she'll share where her birth mom
that's so
had
cool.
stayed, and they have a beautiful, wonderful relationship.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yes, an extended family. Yes, it is. It really is. And they're just an amazing family. I do get to see Sophia and her family quite often because they are parishioners at my parish as well, and my church, and so it's lovely. Get to
That's so
see
cool.
them. The picture, one of the pictures that we have in our newsletter, it was cute. It was Mother's Day, and I saw them and I asked her, can I take a picture? And she goes, I was just wondering how I was going to get someone to take our picture for Mother's Day.
Oh, well,
so
worked out.
yes, it worked out well for her and for us, and it's a lovely picture of the four of them.
So how many? It sounds like you might have a lot of leaves on this tree.
We do. We have several leaves on the tree.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yes, and it is.
So at my church, just another story, but at my church, about 2 years ago, we had a group art project, and one of the younger people in our church, he painted this beautiful picture of a tree in the mountains,
Yes.
and then the group art project was everyone had a leaf, and everyone got to design or decorate their own leaf, and so now we have a tree of leaves, and each leaf represents one person in our church.
Very nice.
And I'm just thinking that's a beautiful. Essentially you're making a community by having all these leaves on this tree, representing that they're all connected
Yes.
through adoption. So it's beautiful.
Through adoption.
And through your group.
And with that was that we have the avaialbles who are also just happen to be parishioners of my parish as well,
Oh, very
the
good.
church, and it's wonderful to see them. We had our anniversary picnic in May, and it was cute because they have a large family, and the older siblings were going, where is Michael? Where is Michael? On the tree, on the same tree. And
It's a picture with their name, or is it just
no,
a
just
picture?
a picture.
Oh, just a picture.
Just
Okay.
a picture.
Okay.
So all of them were hunting through the trees going, is this him? Is him? And it was really, really cute and exciting to see all the siblings searching the tree for Michael. And the joy, the love, it got to be where he needed his mom to come up to show him, this is where Michael is, because after a while all the babies start to look alike.
Yeah, that's true.
But it was just really cute and very endearing to see the excitement and the joy and the love of his siblings, all searching.
So what's your favorite part of, the lights are turning now. I guess we're okay, we got the light on over here. So what's your favorite part of working and bringing families together, adoptive, children and adoptive moms and the birth moms? What's your favorite part of that journey?
That's, you had asked me that before, and there's so many different parts to this that I don't know that I can encapsulate.
What's your top 10 favorite? Maybe that'd be
Top
easier.
10. Okay.
Or top favorites.
Well, it is a matter of seeing the families come together, or that in particular the resident is sitting and they're nervous, and they know they're not nervous about placing, they're nervous about meeting the prospective adoptive parents.
Okay.
Because it's, oh no, are they going to like me? And because it's such an interview, and they know that they're going to be part of their lives, and but most importantly, it's, are they going to like me? Am I going to be good enough for them? Are they going to want my child? And at which point to see the adoptive couples excited about the prospect of adopting their child, and when that union comes together, it's amazing. We had twins. They're a year and a half now. So when they were born, before they were born, when they're first meeting, the couple is coming to the home to meet the birth mom, and they were so giddy and so joyful, and it was just so beautiful. I had tears coming. It's like, oh, look, and their excitement. And the resident being in the house going, oh, I don't know, what if they, I think they'll like me, but I don't know, I really like them, I think they'd be perfect, but they might not like me. And then 5 hours later, they loved each other, and they love each other still, and it's what we see pictures of them all going out to SeaWorld, and with grandma, and it's just this wonderful extended family. It's just beautiful.
Awesome.
That one was my first encounter, and it was just beautiful to see the two of them
Yeah,
together.
to see the anxiety melt away and
Oh,
be
most
replaced
certainly.
with
Yes,
a
yes,
bond, I
yes.
guess.
Oh, most certainly. And the adoptive family, they placed a video, which we have on our website, The Baker Story, sharing their love, their joy, and their journey, and the giddiness that they show in in their little documentary. It's the same giddiness and love and joy that I was able to experience
So,
myself.
so where have you seen God's fingerprints in this effort, the work, in the families? Yeah,
Everywhere.
Okay.
Everywhere. We have, there are those that like the adoptive family and the birth mom that it was, okay, I know I need to do this for myself. There were circumstances in her life that it was just, this was going to be the best decision and choice. And then there was another that, God bless her. I mean, she just was uncomfortable with her family situation, didn't have the support, and came to us and hiding, and just being able to be there for her in when she lacked that family, that support. My heart went out to her, as anyone would, knowing that she was alone. But she was that strong. She was that strong to know that she wanted to maintain life, and she wanted a better life for her child, something that she was unable at the time to provide. And again, definitely God's hand in all of this. I mean, it's all life-giving, and it's all supportive and helpful of each of the individuals. Mom being able to go forward in her life, and not that in love. I mean, it was a big sacrifice on her part, but in love, this is what she's able to do and willing to do and wanting to do to provide for her child. We have that. We have individuals that I have met out on the street, had to go pick up. Social workers calling me from the hospital, an individual being pregnant, needing a place to stay. And even if they don't stay for the long term, knowing that at that point we've helped them, taking them out to the doctors, seeing how the baby has gained weight, where they didn't have the nourishment. So being able to provide that for the pregnant mom and her baby, it's just amazing.
Oh, that's good.
Yes, it is amazing.
So, if there's someone listening that's thinking, my husband and I or my wife and I are thinking about adopting, what would be something that they should consider doing? If they, would it be good to visit your website and look at some information? Would it be good to call, or maybe if they want to be put onto like a list of families that are looking or starting to look? Like, what would be the next step for a family looking to adopt?
Into adoption, so it would be, again, we facilitate a home. A home, and we care for the birth mom. We don't take care of the adoption process.
Oh, okay.
So that's where we work with Adoption Center San Diego.
Okay.
And it would be contacting an entity like them. Then they would be able to provide them all the information in regards to what are the steps that they would need to take.
So if there's a pregnancy clinic and they have a birth mom who needs to be at a maternity home, then that might be a good connection. If they don't, maybe if they don't have one in their local county or where they're at, they could consider, the birth mom might want to go to your maternity home if you have room.
Most certainly, yes.
Do you ever run out of room, or what's that space look like, or capacity?
We can facilitate 6 women at any given time.
Okay.
We have a home. It is not an institutional bunk bed, sterile. It's a wonderful home, a beautiful home. We make sure to provide something that helps to show how they're worthy of so much more. They're worthy of so much more than they allow themselves to receive. And so there's great dignity in it, and luxury, if you will, because it is not a simple sterile room. Many of the individuals that have had to go into other places in their lives through foster care and shelters because of their situation, they come out to the home and they're just, wow, they're amazed that this is what we do for them.
So when these women are in the home, who takes care of the the cooking? Like do they pitch in? Is the cooking taken care of somehow by, like, is it taken care of by the women who are staying there or someone else, or do they sort of work together? Like what's the dynamics of living together?
Essentially they work together. We do have a house manager and a weekend manager, and they each provide the dinner. They cook the dinner. But like a current residence that we have right now, they love cooking. And they want to cook. So at which point it becomes a shared opportunity.
Oh, that's cool.
Yes, it is. It is. And it's nice too, because that shared opportunity is that responsibility that they've taken, the initiative to plan the meal. I mean, that growth. So it really is cool.
So how long would a birth mom stay in a maternity home? Like, what's the range of how long she might stay?
So we have the birth mom staying while she's pregnant, and actually as she's looking to place her child from the hospital, we have her come back to the home. The child goes to the adoptive family, and she goes through her, and she recuperates at the home, and we actually ask them to stay for a year. We want them, we encourage them to stay as long as a year, more if they really need it. And it is a matter of making sure that we're helping them get back on their feet. We don't want to see them in another crisis situation where they're out in the street or at a shelter. We want to make sure that they've taken the time to save some money, to understand what it means to be able to take care of oneself. And education, it's a matter of the job. So all the different securities that they need to move forward. And so with that, yes, like in our newsletter, we have several of our women who have done exactly that, have moved forward and successfully so, beating addictions through the different counseling sessions that they have attended. One was living the street, dropped out of UC Davis. Through it all, was able to clean herself up, and she has 2 degrees. Now she has sociology and psychology from UC Davis, works in Sacramento, is a strong advocate for adoption, and just extraordinary. Has a wonderful relationship with her extended family, her adoptive family, her son. We have another one who, again, did the same thing in as much as moved herself forward and is successfully going on to marketing it, and it's beautiful.
Oh, that's awesome. So it sounds like, so the women come in, essentially in need of help, and they get restored. It sounds like they're finding healing through...
Finding healing and the constant nurturing. We have one young lady that is now a dental hygienist, and she's moving forward within that industry, working through orthodontia. And when she told me that she took the tools that she received from her mentor in financial literacy, had already paid off her car at 30. I mean, had already paid off her car. Already paid off her car. She's moving forward. It's just really okay. Wow. And she says, no, I took the information that I received to heart, and this is what I've been able to do. I wouldn't have been able to move forward and do as much as I have done without that support and the continued support that she receives through us.
Wow, the mission that Lamb of God is doing is just so beautiful. Like, you're essentially helping up to 6 women at a time find their footing, find help, connecting them with a new family if they want to have an open adoption. It just sounds so rich.
It really is, and every opportunity that I end up getting, again, I take care of social media as well, and I have them share their pictures with me, and it's just wonderful when they do that. Then they tell me the stories and the last meeting, and where their child is, how they're doing at this time. It's beautiful to just sit and listen to it all. We have one young mom who, it's just wonderful how they're engaged now. They've moved forward in the healing process.
Oh, that is so wonderful. Well, Melissa, I am so glad you're on this podcast, and I hope that people that are listening will consider, if they need a place, if they need a maternity home bed, and they,
Yes,
reach out to Lamb of God, because it sounds like that's your mission.
That is our mission. It is really to take care of the women. Take care of the women of that healing process. In their crisis, they can't think straight. And that's where, unfortunately, they're prone to, okay, I have no other options. I need to abort this child. I don't know what I'm going to do. And that seems to be the easiest solution in that crisis that they're facing. But when they have a place to stay, to think about, okay, what can I really do? And a place to stay in regards to, again, we're not a shelter, but we're helping them to look at what the real options are. So there was this one young woman who came, who came to us through a prayer warrior at Planned Parenthood. Gave the card, followed up with her. She turned around and said, okay, well, let me think about this other option. She came to the home not knowing what to expect, but I was sitting there going, okay, so you have a really nice home here. And she's looking around, and it's like, well, thank you. And she goes, okay, so how much did I give you to stay at the home? And she told her, nothing. And she goes, what? Yeah. And she goes, but it's really nice. And I said, well, yeah, that's what we want to do. We want to provide something nice to you. You are worth that. This is part of your dignity. You're worth this. She's like, okay. She's looking at me skeptically. And then she goes, okay, so food? And I said, yes. So we have food that's available for you. There's something special that you need out of the ordinary. Well, that's something that you would take care of. But otherwise, you put the basics on the list. And there are certain things that the city state funding provides for you, the WIC, and so you would obtain that. Dinner is something that we cook for you. And she goes, okay, so how much do I give you for food then? I said, well, nothing. And then she sits there and she goes, you let me stay here, you feed me, and I don't have to pay anything. And I said, no. She goes, why would anyone do that? I mean, she was like, why would anyone do that?
It's funny you ask. That's an open door.
Yes. And so I told her, I said, well, we do this because I said, our donors, our faith base sits there and they see that it's important. They understand that no one's going to make a really good decision in a crisis. No one's going to make a good decision. They need a safe place to get away from all the garbage. And she goes, yeah, well, it's nice and quiet here. It is. This is a safe haven. You take the time. You have 30 days to figure out what do you want to do, but understanding what your options really are. It's not just parenting or terminating. It is parenting or placing. You can place your child up for adoption, have a forever family, still have that connection with your child, but not have to worry about how am I going to take care of my child. You love your child, you want that, you want to be able to provide, but you're not in a situation to provide. So this is the other option.
Wow.
And fast forward, she did decide to parent, but with that she sustained life, and that is the other part, where we had a priest who, his usual thing was to go out and pray in Planned Parenthood. He comes in, he sees our sign at one of the events, and he says, wait, I know your home. You saved a life. And that was just the beautiful part. The simplest form was that we saved her life. He says, you saved 2 lives because you allowed her that opportunity to make the decision that was best for her. And you provided that time. And that's where, yes, we fully support open adoption, but it's life. It's life in every facet. So yes, as beautiful as all our adoption stories are, and the connection and the extended families that happen, it's also just these simple little unions where we were helping a mom who's trying to decide what is best for her, and in doing what's best for her, we're saving both lives.
Oh, that's so good.
Yes. It really is, and is that where we even have Sarah, one of our other residents, and she has spoken about and recently written a few articles in regards to, all right, so you choose termination, you go through the abortion. You don't think you can do open adoption. Well, she early on for her first pregnancy did abort her child, and she will talk about and she shares how traumatic that was, and she just didn't understand what that would do to her, to her mental well-being, and to know later that when she became pregnant again, that okay, wait, there's open adoption. Oh my goodness. And she explores that in places that child up for open adoption. Now her articles are about the fact that yes, there is another option, and had she known that option in the beginning, she would have never chosen abortion, because there was so much life in open adoption. She has a wonderful relationship. I mean, our newsletter shows how she's gone on vacation with her adoptive family, with her son, and it's wonderful. She wouldn't have been able to provide all, especially at the time of her crisis, for her young baby, her little boy, and to be able to see him grow up happy, healthy, be provided for. It's, again, there's so many other options in God's hand in allowing them that opportunity to sustain life, because ultimately this is what it's about.
Shepherd, I shall not be in want. He makes me lie down in green. He leads me by quiet blue. Yeah, though I walk through darkest valleys, you are me, I need your protection and guidance are comforting me everywhere that I go. Lead me in righteous pathways.